What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Azkhalon, and welcome back to another College Football 26 video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to obtain double skill points in order to level up your Road to Glory athlete quickly. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Let's go. So if you remember in last year's game, there was an XP glitch that you could use in order to obtain a lot of skill points early on in order to level up your athlete and get them to a 99 overall really quickly. Well, there is something kind of like that in this year's game, but it's a little bit more involved. I don't know necessarily if it's a glitch, but it's tied to pre-ordering the game. This seems to definitely work if you pre-ordered the deluxe edition or the MVP bundle. And thanks to the homie Jurrisco, I don't know how to say his name. I've only seen a couple of his videos before, but now I'm gonna definitely be watching his channel because I discovered it and I like it. But I was watching a video from him and I saw that this may work if you pre-ordered the base game as well. But I don't think this works if you did not pre-order the game because it's tied into the bonus skill points that you receive from pre-ordering. So how does this work? So let's go ahead and get into Road to Glory, and I'm going to show you guys the steps to go through in order to get the double skill points. Like I said, it's a lot more involved than the XP glitch from last year. All right, so the first thing you want to do when you get into Road to Glory is go to the settings if you want to. Now, this double skill points glitch, let's call it that for lack of a better term, it can work if you go to high school or not. So if you do the high school experience, I've already gotten this to work for the high school experience. So for this video, I'm going to turn it off just to make things go a little bit quicker while I'm recording for you guys. But you can adjust your settings however you want to, the rest of your settings. All right, and then when you're ready, you're going to click advance. So when I first discovered this glitch, I was playing as a wide receiver. So I'm going to try it out as a quarterback in this video. If you choose to skip high school, it's probably best to pick a 2-star or a 3-star athlete. I'll explain why in a bit, but you can go with a 4 or 5-star if you wish. So I'm just going to pick a 2-star underdog here. All right, then I'm gonna pick a quarterback and I'm just going to be a dual threat. Dual threat has become kind of my favorite quarterback archetype in this game. All right, and then I'm just going to keep all the different stuff here that's already selected for this guy. So we're going to be Cody Blaze in this video. But I mean, of course, you can, edit your player info, your appearance, your gear, your styles, all of that stuff if you want to. But hit continue. So once you see that everything's good to go with your player, just hit confirm and save. All right, and it says, congratulations, you have unlocked 50 skill points for pre-ordering. All right, then just go through the questions however you want to here. I'm just going to randomly pick stuff. It doesn't really matter. I mean, I think it matters for like what teams are a little bit more interested in you, I guess. All right, so when picking a team, you need to go somewhere where you're probably not going to get playing time initially. So as a quarterback, I want to go somewhere where I'm going to be at least third on the depth chart. Now, as you know, the projected roles lie to you. Okay, but you should probably at least as a quarterback pick somewhere where you're third on the depth chart already. With my wide receiver, I was 6th on the depth chart when I went to a particular team. The key to this is forcing the game to redshirt you, which means you cannot play at all or very minimally in order for that to happen. With my wide receiver, I ended up playing in 2 games, but I only played for 2 downs total. And so I still ended up redshirting at the end of that season. And so starting my second season, I was a redshirt freshman. So it seems like most of these schools here that are listed, I'm going to be third on the depth chart. So we're just going to pick one. So I'm just going to go to Rutgers here. All right, now, when you first get into Road to Glory after skipping high school, as you can see here, I only have 4 skill points. The skill point bonus does not kick in until after you advance the week, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and advance the week here. Okay, there you go. So now I have 54 skill points that I'm starting off with. I had 4, and then I got 50 from the bonus. All right, whenever you have coaches stuff, just be polite. Just be nice because you want to keep your coach trust up and you want to keep your coach happy. All right, so again, you can see here I have 54 skill points to start with. And so after we go through these steps, you're going to see that number double when I get into my redshirt freshman season. Now, when you have each week, you can practice if you want to, but honestly, I would just simulate it. You want to keep your coach somewhat happy though. All right, so as you can see here, I got 37 coach trust and 0 happiness. And I've seen that some players, when they simulate practice, they lose coach trust and stuff like that. I haven't really had that happen for me, so I don't know if that's a glitch. But if that is happening for you, when we get to weekly agenda here, what I would do is, in order to make sure your coach stays happy and you can max out, you know, how much coach happiness and stuff you get, even though we're not technically playing any games, I would only dump my points into academics and then leadership. Because as you can see here, with academics, my coach happiness is at 0 right now, but I can gain extra coach happiness through academics by getting this meter up. And then with leadership, it's currently at -3, but of course I can get that higher by adding points to leadership. So if you're finding that you are losing coaches' trust by simulating practice, then I would probably do the practices early on for at least the first few weeks until you can get your academics and leadership meters pretty high. And then after that, you should see a positive increase in coaches' trust by simming practices. All right, so like I said, dump all points in academics and leadership. I always start with academics, and then I alternate back and forth until my points are spent. So I go from academics to leadership until we spend all of the points, like so. Whenever you have scenarios that pop up that cost energy, and we may see that at some point, participate in those if you wish, and then whatever energy you have left, again, pour them into academics first and then leadership. So I just keep that same trend going each week. All right, then we don't have a game this week, so I'm gonna hit advanced week. One thing about practice, if you do choose to practice, so let me just go in here really quickly. Make sure to pick a drill where you can at least get a bronze, because if you don't hit bronze, then you'll probably lose coach's trust. And so that's if you decide to practice. For a quarterback, option attack is the easiest drill to do because you really don't have to do anything. And let me show you. So I'm playing on All-American, and so you'll be able to see here how I can end up getting at least a bronze by not even really doing anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hand the ball off to my running back every time. Now, sometimes he's going to get tackled and stuff like that, but occasionally he will break free and score a touchdown. I don't know why he didn't cut to the outside. The CPU running back does some stupid stuff sometimes in this game. But yeah, just keep handing it off the whole time. I wouldn't even bother trying to do the option. And eventually your running back will score a touchdown, and he should score several by the end. It's starting to worry me a little bit at this one. All right, keep going outside. There you go. Easy peasy. I don't know why he wouldn't do that earlier. But as you can see, I already hit bronze now. It was worrying me for a second, though. I'm not even gonna lie. Because of how stupid your computer teammates run the ball sometimes. Like, that drives me crazy. Like, when I'm playing defense on Road to Glory, I'll see the opposing team's running back hitting holes like with so much speed and stuff and just running the ball like crazy. And then my teammates, whenever I'm playing on offense, they just do stupid stuff and make dumb decisions and like run from side to side or run very close to a defender so they can get tackled. I'm like, what are you doing? But as you can see here, I hit bronze, and this is on All-American. So like I said, with this one, just by handing off the ball, you should at least get the bronze. So that's if you choose to practice. All right, weekly agenda, we're going to do the same thing as before. Academics first, then leadership, and academics, then leadership. Bam. Now, this week we have our first game. So when it's time to play a game that week, don't. To maximize the probability of you not seeing the field, you want to go ahead and click advanced week. But before you do, I would save here just in case you end up playing somehow. I don't know if reloading a save will change the game's sim results. So meaning like if you did end up playing, you go back, reload, and then if you sim again, you might not play. I don't know if that works. I haven't tried it yet because I haven't needed to, but I would still save before each game each week just in case. All right, so after you save, again, don't click play game. You're going to click advanced week. And then you're going to get this pop-up here that's going to say, you have not completed at least one season game. Are you sure you wish to proceed? Games will be simulated. So then you're going to click yes. Okay, we got a scenario here. So we want to keep our coach happy. So we're going to go to the film study. All right, cool. My coach trusts me a little more, and I got a small XP boost. Now, when we get back here, the first thing you want to do is see if you played in the game or not. So to do that, you're going to go over to player and then go to my stats. And then if you see no data here for passing, because it automatically pops that up since I'm a quarterback, it pops that up first. You did not play. Congratulations, okay? Now, if you see zeros here, like you see that you have some stats here, that means you did play. But don't panic yet. What you want to do is you want to scroll down to general here, and then for my quarterback here, it says no data because I haven't played yet, but I'll probably show you what it showed for my wide receiver. You'll be able to see here how many games you've played, and how many downs. So even if you play in a couple of games, you should still be good to go as long as your downs played is very low. So like for my receiver, I played in 2 games, but I only played in 2 downs. So that was good enough for me to still redshirt. I didn't get a whole lot of playing time at all. So even if you get some playing time, you can still redshirt. But check this after each week just to make sure and kind of see where you're at. If you feel like you're getting too much playing time, so then again, you probably want to reload an early save. What I would probably do if I ended up playing actually is create a second save file, keep going with that save file, and I have that original one just in case I need to go back to that one. But hopefully that will not happen to you as long as you pick the team where there's no guarantee that you'll get playing time. I forgot to mention this earlier. You can spend skill points if you want to. I'm not going to for this video because I want you to see that it doubles when I get to next season. But since playing time is based on your overall for the most part, and I know coach trust matters too, you probably don't want to spend any skill points to improve your player yet because you don't want to trigger any position battles that you'll have to fail on purpose so you don't get any playing time, because the key is not to get any playing time in order for this to work. Now, it's time for the tedious part. You need to keep doing those 3 steps. Practice if you want to, do the weekly agenda, and then sim the game each week until you get through the rest of the season. So I will see you guys in a little bit as I get through the rest of this season here. All right, once you get to the point in the season where you're done with your final exam, so I finished with a 3.6 GPA by alternating energy each week into academics and leadership. I also chose to study heavily, you know, when I had that option, and any little extra credit stuff I could get. And I think you gotta have a 3.7. I haven't reached that far in Road to Glory yet. I haven't played 3 full seasons yet to see if you can graduate early. Last year's game, it seemed like as long as your GPA was over 3 each year and it was decent, you got to graduate after your 3rd season. But I haven't seen that in this game. It said you needed at least a 3.7, so I got a 3.6, but whatever. So at this point of the season though, I'm just going to dump all of my points into leadership to try to get that up. As you can see, this is how far I've gotten with leadership for most of the season. Like these meters barely go up in this game, but I'm just gonna dump all my points here now. Look at this, how it's barely going up. Like, this is ridiculous. I'm almost to high finally, but we still got a few more weeks before the end of the season, so I'm gonna get through the rest of that, and then I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, even though we were 6-6, we didn't make it to a bowl game, so we've reached the end of the season. And so as you can see here really quickly, let me go to my stats. You can see I didn't play at all my freshman season. Now, before we click advanced week to get into the next season so we can see if I got my double skill points, I'm finishing the season with 58 skill points. I gained a couple from, you know, different scenarios that popped up and various things like that. Like I had an NIL deal and stuff like that. I've seen that you can transfer if you wish and the double skill points will still work, but if you didn't spend any skill points, you probably won't look too valuable to any other team. Like as you can see here, like Rutgers wants to keep me, but no other team is really that interested in me. But I can still transfer if I wanted to. I can still go to a big school and walk on. So you can transfer if you want to, and it still works. But whether you transfer or not, you're gonna hit advanced week. And so fingers crossed that this worked, and you'll know immediately if this works, because hopefully you will see your skill points double as you see it doubled for me here. So now I have 108 skill points to spend on leveling up my player, so I can begin playing in games really soon. And if you go to the depth chart for the team, you will see here that I'm listed as a redshirt freshman. And so definitely the glitch or whatever it is definitely worked. So this took me about 10 to 15 minutes to get through the entire season. So you guys have to kind of decide if this is worth it to you. I told you early on, it's a little bit tedious to go through this process. It's not as easy as it was in last year's game to get extra skill points. But if you do want extra skill points, this is the method to go through, and you still, you know, can play 3 full years of college. You should have enough skill points to bump your player up to where you're above, you know, whoever the starter is on the depth chart at your position, so that way you can get to playing. All right, so that brings me to the end of another video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, hit that like button. More College Football 26 videos coming for your boy Azkhalon in the near future, so enjoy those skill points and make sure you spend them on stuff to help your player really level up fast so you can become the starter on your team quick. quickly and get to playing. Drop me a comment below. Let me know your thoughts about this. Again, a glitch. I don't know if it's necessarily a glitch, but this method to get double skill points, it is tedious. And I know some of you probably don't even want to fool around with it. I feel like, you know, with the pre-order bonus, it's more than enough to probably get your player up early on to a pretty good level. But if you want to sacrifice one of your college seasons in order to get double skill points, then this is how you do it. So drop me a comment below and let me know your thoughts. If you're new around here, check out a lot of my content. In addition to college football 26 tutorials, I got some let's plays coming soon of college football 26. I do some other sports games, tutorials, let's plays from time to time. Indie horror games, I like to play those on my channel. So if you like the content, definitely hit that subscribe button. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I will see you guys in another video, whatever video that may be. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. You could have been anywhere in the world getting double skill points in college football 26 yourself, but you chose to spend some time with your boy Azkhalon, and I greatly appreciate it. Y'all take care. Peace.